Okay, so very rainy day in Melbourne today, and we're inspecting Kiora Street. So I've got the umbrella out because it's raining pretty heavily. So this is good to see this car drive by. Actually, what's happening here is that will show you this. There's an exit ramp off the highway, right where that car is turning. So he's literally turning onto a ramp right there, and that's only 50 meters away from the highway, I would say. And it's a major highway. It's Princess Freeway, it's called. So there actually is a little bit of noise, which you cannot hear now because of the rain and my umbrella. So if you're interested in this property, I will come back and I'll do a proper drone footage of how far that is, so you can actually see it. And also I can do a sound test as well with like a decibel meter, which works quite well. It kind of gives you an idea as to if you kind of hear any noise on the interior of the house. So let's have a quick zoom around the area. This is very typical of the estate, built in the 1970s, 60s and 70s, I would say. That looks like a 60s one, this one here. And this is the original part of Altona Meadows. Now, this is largely, I think it was like a migrant area as well. My mother-in-law and father-in-law lived here when they first came to Australia. They built a house. So there you go. That would be a 1980s house, this one. Just tell by the style, late 1970s, 1980s kind of style. And this is definitely 1970s, the yellow brick. Okay, so what do we got here? We've got a weatherboard fronted home. They're using the front yard space as, I guess, some sort of yard. We've got a roof that's been restored once in its life, which is very important. Houses of this age generally have a lot of issues with the roof. And I can't really move my camera too well because I've got an umbrella in my hand, but you can see the capping. Let me just give you a shot. You can see the capping of the roof there. It's basically, the capping is that part there. You can see that it's been renewed and restored to make sure the roof's basically watertight. So essentially they would have probably had a couple of issues with leaking, small things. It happens to every roof, little small kind of patches on the ceiling, and you realize, hey, I've got a problem with my roof tiles. And generally that's it. And when they change the capping like that, they usually replace any broken tiles as well. So what we've got here, you can see that's an ideal, that gap there in the timber, and that basically can begin to start rotting. So this carport acts as a garage, really, or an open carport. It's pretty old. You can see by the light plastic, it's kind of gotten all dirty and stuff and staying dirty. You get some old lights in here that doesn't look like they work as well. They're actually missing completely. So there you go. It's quite high, which is good. I would say it's about 3 meters in the air. So you've got some good space to park something larger. You can see a bit of a rotting timber there as well. And that's rotting because it's not covered. You can see on this side, it's probably got no issues. But that basically being exposed like that over the decades of rain, you can see exactly how that operates. Yeah. So I don't know why they would have done that, but anyway, that's the design of it. So timber windows. This is pretty large, I guess, in the forever really, and they stopped doing them in the 1980s really. I think that could be a metal window. It is too. Okay, that's really old school. That's older than timber windows. So metal windows, normally this glass is pretty thin, and weatherboard. People have their opinions on weatherboard houses. They think they're not as structurally sound or not as good quality. I think they're fine. I mean, some of the oldest houses in Victoria are weatherboard, so I don't think there is much difference in bricks. Hello mate, how are you? So yeah, I think the weatherboard is fine. I'll just stick my head in here. All right, so nice little kind of courtyard setup. Good privacy. Okay, that's how we get in. All right, so that's a good sign. Split system air conditioner. And what do we got? Down the blind side of the house. Just do a quick walk through here. Okay, this is what I like to see. I like these little units. They're very reliable. This is an older one. You can just tell by the wear and tear. They generally last about 10 years, but I've seen them last way longer as well. Through my rental business, which is a common thing that we change. And I've heard of some of these lasting for up to 20 years, which is amazing. I can get through here. Okay. Okay, really nice backyard. Now, all I can hear is rain. I can't actually hear cars from the highway, so that's that. Let me just put this down for a second and have a quick look at this weatherboard. Just to see the condition of it. It looks quite good. They've painted it, it's been maintained. There's no way things like this would be in good condition. I've got a cracked window. Without it being maintained over the years. So they've painted it, kept up a scratch. It's not a fresh paint, you can see a little bit of a rotting board there. Easy fix, you just cut that off and replace it. But for the age of the house, very good. Okay, that is connected. Working, you can see the water going down. Great sized backyard. Just do a quick zoom of the backyard. And drive-through access for the carport. And this is a great thing to see a house in the rain, because you can kind of see if there's any issues with the gutters, and the gutters seem to be working well. They have been replaced once in their life. That's a new downpipe connected to the bottom, which is good. That's what I want to see. So we just enter through the back of the property. Okay, bedroom one. We'll call it bedroom one anyway. Little upgrade on the cornices, which is good. So we check the, oops, sorry about this. We check the doors, they open and close. If they have an issue with opening and closing, it's normally because there's a structural issue. And the first thing to kind of go is the door frames. So in this case, they're looking pretty good. Walls neat and clean. This house is on stumps. So it's not on a slab, so it's a traditional kind of old school way of building a foundation. Upgraded cornices in here, nice big window, reasonable window coverings, and pretty old carpet. Okay, and that's what I'm talking about, those little dots that you see right in the corner there of where the capping has been restored on the roof. That's probably what would have caused them to kind of do it. Okay, bathroom. Original condition bathroom. You kind of see the wear and tear from the water. These things are pretty easy to replace these days. You can just buy kits from Bunnings. Bathtub. And this shower has been replaced, so it is not the original shower. Let's just check the grouting in here. So there's a couple of dots of missing grout there. I don't know if it's coming through on the camera. It's really important to make sure that, particularly at a house on stumps, that your grouting is up to scratch, because if water slowly leaks in the shower, it kind of goes, that's what I'm talking about, on the inside of the shower though. If the water has a slow drip, it will slowly rot the wood slowly over years, just like you saw in the goal there. So you want to make sure your showers are up to scratch and always grouted. Let's just check this door. Whoops, they got that in the way. All right, we won't check the door. All right, another good size. All the bedrooms are a good size. Mostly original condition, so like original doors, door handles, original skirting boards, but it's neat and clean. Like, it's not kind of dirty. So it's been maintained over the years, which is what you want to see when you're buying a house at this age. The floors underfoot feel really good. Like, I'm not hearing much cracks, and I'm not feeling much movement here as well, which is important. Okay. Laundry, sizable laundry. So that looks like it was a sliding door robe kind of thing, and they've just taken the doors off, which is probably a good idea, because it just creates a lot more space. You just got the lino flooring here, and there's patches missing here and there, but this stuff's really easy to kind of tear up and replace. Plenty of space for a washing machine, but the dryer is a bit of a funny one. That's typically where you hang the dryer, and you've got that shelf there. But anyway, that's okay. All the doors are working. That's very good. All right, so this is initially the front door where you come in. and the carpets throughout the living areas, and bedrooms and hallways. Split systems, so that is compliant for the 2026 rental regulations that are coming in. And these things are generally decommissioned. You know if this works, mate? Or yeah. So generally across Melbourne, no one's fixing these anymore. At least they're not investing to. So investing in them because they're just kind of old school. So yeah, I mean, there is a possibility to kind of expand and open up the entry here, like removing this feature, I guess, if it's a little feature, and really give it a bit of a larger room. So you can see it's a bit on the tighter side. Okay, and meals area and kitchen. So the good part is the kitchen has been renovated. Looks like 1990s, 600mm appliances. It could even be 1980s because I know that was one we had in my old house in the 80s. This oven's a lot newer. It's in good condition. Okay, let's just check the water pressure. Yeah, reasonable. Grading is good. Windows aren't rotten, which is good. This is typically where all the action happens, in the kitchen. And the Laminex tops are fine as well. Okay, very good. Okay, and they've got the lino flooring in here as well. Ceiling height's talking about 2.55, I would say, in the sense of heights. It could be a little bit higher actually, because they look a little higher. Okay, I'll just grab my shoes and my umbrella. Okay, thank you for that. I just locked the store. Thank you, sir.